Well, you're right there. It is a murder case that has been 12 years in the making. In 2014, the defendants were charged with murder, but the case was later dropped. The DA then said that it found new evidence and was able to refile those murder charges. And today, opening statements began in the murder trial. Friends Robert Pape and Kristen Smith sat side by side in a Riverside courthouse. Together, they are facing murder charges in a 2006 triple homicide. The case hinges on new evidence the district attorney's office obtained in the case, including DNA, cell phone records, and the identification of an anonymous caller. Pape and Smith have pled not guilty to the murder of Becky Friedele, her mother Vicky Friedele, and her mother's live-in boyfriend John Hayward. During this morning's opening statements, the prosecution laid out evidence from the crime scene, including shoe prints and fingerprints taken from a business card found at the scene. The prosecution plans to present cell phone records to show Pape was communicating with Becky Friedele, his then ex-girlfriend, hours before her death, despite Pape saying that they hadn't spoken in months. Jurors were also shown a graphic photo of Friedele's charred remains in a wheelbarrow, as well as the burned bodies of her mother and Hayward, both of whom had been shot. The defense attorney for Kristen Smith in his opening statement says there is evidence that will support someone else did the killings. He pointed out that DNA taken from the sock Becky Friedele was wearing ruled out both his client and Pape, and that law enforcement was not able to access cell phone data from a cell tower to prove Smith was in the area during the time of the murders. The defense also plans on using character evidence to show Smith, who served 5 tours in Afghanistan and earned 2 Purple Hearts, couldn't have committed the crime. The attorney for Robert Pape chose not to deliver an opening statement. And the prosecution was able to call their first witness, which was the neighbor of Becky and Vicky Friedele, who saw the fire and went to see, and he was the one that discovered the body in the wheelbarrow there. Now, this trial is expected to take 6 weeks.